Warm summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere. I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.
And welcome to you all. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I wish I could do more. Wish I could do less. Who knows? Who knows? But welcome to you all. Um, Thank you, Kenny, for that amazing song. One of the greatest songs ever written. Uh, wow, and really, really something. But before we get started, let me uh, let me say hello to everyone in the chat. Since you're kind enough to be here, even though Little Joe's on, thanks everyone who's in here. Uh, Maybe when he's done, some of those folks will come. Who knows? But he's one of DephI heroes. So let's roll. Let's say hello to Scott's here early. What up, Scott? What up, Scott? All right, and Bonnie. What up, Bonnie? Bonnie came in. All right. Professor Pug, see you at 9. Well, it's 9. After 9. Welcome in, Professor Pug. All right, Carol says good evening. Foxy Lady. Hi, Prof, and everyone. I see why. I see. All right. Hello. Royal We. Hello, everyone. Phoenix. What up? All right. What's up, guys? Hello to Team Prof. To the Tro Cub. Go F yourself. All right. Professor Pug says, I was talking to you and did not realize it was 9. What's up, Aaron? All right. Crystal Blue Persuasion. Scott says, inbreds are eating each other. Yeah. You guys enjoying the show? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hope you've been enjoying the show. I told you, it's going to be quite a beautiful experience to sit back and watch this shit show unfold. Zero Cool, what's up? Bobby Smith, what's up? All right. Amy, beautiful Amy with the flowers. Thank you, Amy. Thanks for being here. Hey, Amy, throw up that money shit. Throw up that money shit. You guys send me some money. Support the channel in all ways. We have super chats, merchandise, and buy me some coffee and Cash App. We have all kinds of ways to support the channel if you want. All right. Kenny Rogers. Lisa, what's up? For Baby Daddy. For Baby Daddy says, and away we go. All right. Hello, everyone. All right, Foxy Lady. What's up, Foxy Lady? I've been enjoying you all around these YouTube streets. Keep up the good work, Foxy Lady. Yeah, Lisa says, I have a Christmas ornament dog holding cards. Press his paw in the song, please. Boy, I tell you, those 1990s toys, like, they never get old. They never get old. All right. Hey, I'm just relaxing. I'm sitting here. I'm doing nothing. What's up, guys? Best song ever. I'm a kid again. Love playing bass to songs like this because I can just drift off into music. What's up, Rebecca? Rebecca Ann. All right. Freckle Joy. What's up, all y'all? Lisa says hello. And Nancy Drew's in here. It's 6:17. Oh, it's 6:17 in your neck of the woods. I see. All right, y'all. Caitlin, what's up with the wavy hands? All right. Yeah, it's a shit show. You guys enjoying it? Thank you very much. All right. Some dude turned out to be a psychopath, didn't he? All right. Zero Cool, Fur Baby Daddy, Scott, Fiend, Caitlin, Pug, hi. Yeah, guys. Oh, what else we got here before I continue? Tammy Martin, what up, Tammy? All right, Tammy. What's up, y'all? Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot about that, Amy. Thanks for putting the GoFundMe up. Listen, what's going on is this. I ain't getting no support on the Fight the Troll Farm fund. So that's a damn shame, but I tell you, every little bit counts. So I've been getting some steps together. I know my very next step, thanks to Julie Melvin. What up, Julie? Thanks for the good advice. So Julie got me right on the right track. So I know the first step to take with minimum funding, thanks to wonderful Julie Melvin giving me the pointers on how to get stuff done with no money. So thank you, Julie. And yeah, so we'll be getting into it. Okay. Lisa says, what's up, Tammy? Digital's in here. What up, Digital? Good to see you. All right, Digital. Hello, everyone in Prof. Let's have a great evening. Yeah, it's just a little relaxation. Let's have a little relaxing time. I don't have much to say. I have one little comment on some of the court stuff with your unhinged Judge Gull, and then that's about it. I gave to your fund, Prof. Good luck. Well, thank you, Rebecca Ann. That's very nice. Yeah, like I said, Julie Melvin gave me a little direction I can go in. But I got to tell you, it's a whole different world today. It's a whole different world this week. And I don't even know where to start. But you see these people that it's this is not going to be a very oh Lord, there's just not a whole lot of positivity in this part of the conversation. Um, Everyone knows there's a problem in DephI. But I would say that no one escapes responsibility for the problems. Okay, and so you who are watching, I blame you too. You're part of the problem as well, and we'll be getting into that. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. This problem has been allowed to happen with DephI, and really the problem, it goes all the way back to day T-1, because it doesn't just go back to any particular creator. It doesn't go back to any particular troll or troll farm, or doesn't go back to YouTube. Doesn't go back just to the sheriff or the ISP. It goes back to the killers and to the ones who knew before these girls were dead that they would be. So really, this problem with DephI, it's all encompassing. It's all encompassing. So what does that mean? That means that you watching have a problem too. Okay. And so I want to talk about all of that. And I know we're dealing with problems. So what are you talking about, Prof? Well, you guys who are watching, you have allowed everything to be the way it is by your participation, by your obsessions, and your irresponsibility as consumers. And it's problematic because it makes you somewhat responsible for the entire shit show that you're witnessing. Okay, and I am just done with it. I am done with it. I mean, so a year ago, I was trying to describe part of my plight with you and what was happening. And I would say 50 to 75% of you were giving me shit. 50 to 75%. And today, look, today I'm going to use no names because this is one where if the shoe fits. But you were giving me shit. You were saying, no one wants to hear the drama. Don't feed the trolls. Stop with the drama. Blah, 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 blah. It was always a bunch of fucking blah, blah, blah. But who has shown you more than I have shown you? No one. and you actually think you'll solve the case. You won't solve the case. Look, the case has been solved. Raffy, Little Joe, Prof. All right. Case has been solved. We don't need to hear Tina Rodell, Gabe Ellis, blah, 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 every fucking day, all day. No one needs to hear all that shit. Like, guys, go get a new hobby. For real. Put down the YouTubes and maybe like go live a little. But these people are absolutely fucking insane. They're psychopathic, sociopathic, narcissistic, and completely fucking insane. They're killers. I mean, basically, they're killers. Okay, these people are killers. Why do you say that, Prof? Well, because they're covering up for killers. They are, and you're participating in it. You're letting it happen. Okay, because what do? You go watch their streams. You give validity to the sharks. So we got trolls. Okay, what are the trolls? What are the trolls? See, we got gatekeepers, trolls, and sharks infesting these waters. Okay. Well, who are the gatekeepers? You know, they have channels. They have channels. Who are the trolls? Well, I've shown you. I've shown you everything you need to know. I've shown you everyone except for one person. Okay? And that one person, I'm waiting on it. There's one more that I have not shown you yet. But you got these gatekeepers. You got these trolls. And you got the sharks. Who are the sharks? The sharks are women. Sharks are women. And what they do, they prowl these waters. Which is why they're appropriately termed cougars, predators, cats. They stroll these YouTube streets, gaining your confidence. And they do fuck shit behind the scenes until you catch them. And then it's a speared shark, because I go spear fishing for sharks. So yeah, this whole thing is a shit show, which is why I say enjoy the show, and you're welcome, because what you're seeing, it's just the beginning. See, these people know that it's too late. It's too late. There's nothing that can be done because crimes have already been committed. So these people know. These people know what's going on. They know that they fucked up bad. Am I talking about the killers? No, not just the killers. I'm talking about everyone I just mentioned. The whole scheme. Okay? The pre-planners know they fucked up bad. The killers know they fucked up bad. The law enforcement and all of that know they fucked up bad. The gatekeepers know they fucked up bad. And the troll farm know they fucked up bad. And yes, the sharks are learning that they fucked up bad. And so it really sucks to be the one to have to bring you this news, because these people are something, man. These people are something. They are in an all-out desperation attempt to control the narrative, save their assets. Like they've always been that way. Okay, they've been that way for a while. But what you're seeing in this shit show you're seeing the all-out last attempts, and so you have to understand a large number of them, they're only here to control the public narrative around the Delphi murders. But what you will notice them doing is covering other cases for the sake of credibility. Why? Because they know if all they do is troll and bash and harass and stalk and hate, that they will be seen as such. So what do? In order to give themselves some sort of credibility, they cover other cases to appear to be victims' advocates. And so you will go around these streets and you will see several individuals who appear to be interested in other cases, talking about other cases, to cover their own bad behavior and to try to re-establish some credibility because of the extreme loss of credibility that they have suffered, and that they will be suffering because there's more. Remember when I tell you there's only 1 or 10%, 1 to 10% of the receipts that I've ever shown to you? That is not an exaggeration, and I know I consistently say that. And man, it's hard because I don't like repeating myself. But but the matter of fact is that they've been discredited so much by their own actions that they're in a desperate attempt now to regain some sort of credibility by appearing to be victims advocates for other victims in other crimes. Now, if you don't see that, then it's your fault. And if you're in their channels, it's your fault. And if you think they actually care about those other cases, it's your fault. Well, so you will see a bit of a change on this channel because I don't believe that there's any positivity whatsoever at continuing to enable everyone in every direction in this community. Enabling this community, it's only proven to be destructive. It was a necessary evil that I had to embark upon in order to flesh out some of the problems. I had to expose some people, so I had to do what I had to do in order to make them squiggle, wiggle, be uncomfortable, and express themselves. But you know, these people, they do things like going after my kids. Oh, how's that working out for you? How's that working out for you? They try to use the court system against you. Yeah, they do. So you've seen several times a friend of mine be the victim of the attempt to use the court system against him. Well, I think they have a rude awakening coming because we haven't began to use the court system against you, but it's coming. There's a lot coming. And wow, this whole time I've just been so blessed to have so many people entrust me with information, meaning people email me, people message me here on YouTube, people text message me. I'm somewhat of a repository for information on Delphi. And that has been it's been an honor, and it's been very helpful. Um, but like I said, there's not much more I could show you here because I've shown you everything that I deemed important, except for one person, and except for receipts, which I feel would be better suited to the courtroom environment. So that's where we are. So um, there will be, you see this here. This here is what is it? 94. Let's talk DephI number 94. Wow, I started a year ago with number 1. Okay. Well, little did I know when I started that number 1 that there would be every psychopath on the internet coming at me because I was telling the truth about this case. And hey, you've seen it, so in some ways, you've got to witness some of the unfolding of problems and exposing of problematic individuals. Um, now, this channel, there are important things to be talking about, okay? And the important things to be talking about are not the things that have already been talked about a million times, the same old individuals, the same old fucking theories, and the same bullshit talking points. That's been done. It's been said. Why is it necessary? Wouldn't it be a waste? Wouldn't it be spinning the wheels to just like sit here and fester in that bullshit for the next year? Yeah. So there's no point in that. Um, there is a point, though, in showing more of the big picture, okay? And hey, some people won't like that big picture because some people don't want to see the big picture. For instance, some people don't want to understand what COVID was, why it came about when it came about, what was the intention of it, and that it was intentional. Okay, some people just cannot handle basic fucking facts. Some people saw it in real time when it was happening. Some people saw it before it happened. But some people, even to this day, are wearing masks, still cannot handle the fact that you were lied to, people were murdered by the pharmaceutical companies, and people on television told you to do it and had all of the public shaming you for not participating in the PSYOP or whatever you want to call it. Right now, we're experiencing another COVID. It's just starting. I will leave it up to you, at least for this episode, to speculate as to what that is. It's election time. There's going to be something. Why the huge effort to gatekeep during elections? Now we're getting to DephI. Because if DephI is a door into a bigger picture, and this bigger picture is so fucking big that they have to control who's in office to keep secrets secret, then no wonder you see something as flabbergasting as the control over DephI that you see on social media. Where else would you have paid agents on social media? Where else would you have controlled opposition on social media? Where else would you have death threats and cyber stalking and real life stalking to a level beyond imagination? Oh, but as we pull back that curtain, a pattern emerges. A pattern of political affiliations, a pattern of allowed speech and disallowed speech. Look here, not here. You're allowed to say this and do this. You're not allowed to say this or do this. How did the sex industry come about? How is it allowed to continue? How did the illicit, illegal drug trade come about? How is it allowed to continue? How did human trafficking come about? How is it allowed to continue? And see, these people, they love to laser focus on DephI. Okay? As if DephI is the only place where there's a problem with law enforcement, with the judicial system, with politicians, with sex trafficking and children, human trafficking, and methamphetamine, fentanyl, heroin, etc. How is it that someone covering a small crime of two girls 7 years ago in small town Indiana becomes the victim of hacking, of stalking, of death threats, of intrusion into my family? How is it? After all I am is a small YouTube channel with little over 1,000 or 2,000 people here in this channel. Okay. So do you honestly think over something as small as a double murder of two teenagers in small town Indiana 7 years ago with only 2,000 people in this channel, that I would be the victim of all of this that I've endured in the past year, including attacking my 21-year-old son, my 4-year-old son, my mother, my father, my other family, stalking my sister's social media to find old photos of me, etc., hacking my email. Do you really think? Do you really think that that adds up to you? Because it doesn't. This case has the potential to expose something so big that it must be controlled by any means necessary. So since nothing else worked and I didn't kill myself, and I didn't go away a year ago as one of the illustrious DephI creators wished for when he said, we won, in some of the text messages I shared with you. By doxing me, he thought we won. Okay, since I didn't go away, since I didn't kill myself, since I didn't allow myself to be controlled by sharks in the water, since I didn't let you scare me away by attacking my children and family. No. Now the thing is, total far-fetched reaching for anything possible, just basically bullshit out of your mouth, just saying whatever you can say. Prof's a child molester. I mean, here's the thing. To have actual criminals accuse you of something like that and to say things like that, the thing is, the little credibility you might have had remaining is pretty much gone. So feeling that you can just say things are absolutely ludicrous and that makes them true, noted. Okay. And notice, trolls, not once have I adopted any of your tactics and engaged towards you with them. But you know what? I want you to think of something. I want you to use your wildest imagination and start to think about this. What if I did? Because I could, and I might. And should I start engaging upon those tactics, how would it look for you? Because all I've done is show truth with receipts, and it's pretty much, it's game over. So but these guys want to keep you in this endless cycle of chasing your tail about DephI. They want you to think DephI is the only corrupt place. DephI is the only place with these connections. DephI is the only thing that might have sex trafficking. DephI is the only thing with the meth. DephI is the only thing with the troll farm. DephI is the only this. DephI is the only... No, bullshit. Okay, that's why I'm admonishing you. Stop fucking watching the DephI content. If you're not watching me, Joe, or Rafi, and even if you are, I mean, how many hours a day you got to watch DephI content? I mean, bro. There are things going on that are important. And those who don't want to see them, you're going to end up caught up again. I mean, those who didn't want to see COVID for what it was, some of you found yourself caught up. And some of you who don't want to see what's going on right now, in the attempt to keep control in Washington in a certain way, that the entire pyramid is established and solidified. But the problem is, game's already over. Game's already over. All of this is happening as it should. It has been. And even in here in DephI, it's happening as it should. I mean, I hope that you guys have been seeing what's going on, because can't say I didn't tell you so. And look, I've said this several times because people like to give me shit, but notice the name of my channel has nothing to do with DephI. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you very much. Okay. Is this channel called DephI fucking endless bullshit talk? No. Is it called I'm virtue signaling that I'm advocating for Abby and Livy only, and that's the purpose of my channel, so don't support the channel financially? No. This is ridiculous. Like the things that people say and do. I took it really easy on this channel. Okay, so I just wanted this to be a leisurely thing for me to leisurely discuss with sympathetic, nice people. That's how it started. But yeah, it was hilarious to see, because almost immediately, and see, in DephI, it was the minute I mentioned questions about the family that the whole thing blew up. You know, it was very interesting to see, because I had a good 100 people in the Discord that were sucking off of every fucking bit of intel I could give them. And boy, the minute I mentioned the family, just half of them lost their fucking minds. And it's been a roller coaster since. But what you will see is strategic, okay? And what you have been seeing is strategic. My past 5 days, however long it's been, I don't know, 5 days maybe. That's been strategic, and I will continue to be strategic. But listen, you'll see how I use a channel will be the way that I see fit. You will see more weird shit. Who likes the weird shit series? Okay. Notice that at the weird shit series, it comes in sporadic installments. But there will be more weird shit, because there is more weird shit. It's coming. There will be more videos. Although I got to say, guys, I'm very disappointed. I made a beautiful video for the Flora Girls a couple days ago, and no one watched it. No one watched it. It's a shame. Every time I make any video about the Flora Girls, no one watches it. 100 views. If I make a DephI video, 1,000 views. I think it's fucking a shame. It's a shame. It's a real shame that I make a Flora video, it gets 1/10 of any of the DephI content. That's just really sad to me. But it was to the girl's birthday, and kind of amazing that two sisters would share a birthday, first of all, and secondly, I found a beautiful song and some beautiful photos, and I just wanted to have a happy little token for their birthday. But I'll continue to do videos. I'll continue to do weird shit posts and other posts. Uh, I also have somewhat of an ultimatum, but I'm not going to lay it out. But I wasn't joking with the title of the show. I'm not going to announce everything I'll be doing because, like dear Mr. Kenny Rogers said, you got to know when to hold them, know when to show them. Fortunately for us, a lot of these people, these trolls especially, they don't know about the concept. They don't understand how to hold them. So it's been good for us, but yeah, to have these scumbags saying and doing the things that they're saying and doing, it's just been oh, what a waste of time it is just for my eyes and ears to even have to go over the information. I just feel like I just wasted, whatever, 5 seconds of my 5 precious seconds of my life every time. um. Anyway, that's what I got for my little speech, I guess. And I'm gonna read something to you. I don't know how quickly I can get it on the screen. Let's try. See if this works out. Let's see what we got here. Oh, why am I not seeing it? Thought I just. Let's take a look. Where is it? All right. Oh, I see. It's going to take a second. It's loading. Uh, yeah, give me a second to get something to drink here while it loads up. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to get this document loaded, and I don't know why it's lagging. Let's try it. Maybe I have too much open. Come on, man. Oh, you have a lot open. Oops. Okay, let's try this. Quit some stuff. All right. Why isn't this not quit yet? Come on, quit. Okay, order issued. Oh man. Maybe I'll just read it. I can't get it up soon. I'll just read it. Now, where are we? Here we go. Boom. And this is aggravation. Okay, let's just read it then. Shit on it. Let's see. Hmm. All right, I'm giving up on sharing the screen, so just bear with me and listen. Okay, this is called, let's see, I'll show you. Okay, there you go. Okay, you got it? Got it? I don't know why this fan is spinning on this computer so loudly. It's killing me right now. Jeez, man. Trying to close things in case it's too much, but just a moment, please. All right, so it's running hot. Running hot, baby. All right, so maybe I have too many tabs open here. So this is Goal's refusal to recuse herself. So let's read. And I apologize for not having it for you to see, but we'll just read through it. It says, the court has reviewed the defense second verified motion to disqualify a judge and request for findings of fact and conclusions of law upon denial of this request. If this court denies this request, filed May 17, 2024. As Trial Rule 52 is not applicable in criminal cases, the defendant's request for findings of fact and conclusions of law is denied. The court, however, will address each of the defendant's allegations in this order. Defendant claims the court directed the Carroll County Sheriff to ignore a subpoena. The court directed an email to counsel on June 14th, 2023, regarding the witness refusing to cooperate with the service of the subpoena and demonstrating a willingness to fight the deputy attempting service. The court requested a report of the witness's refusal to cooperate and be transported for the scheduled hearing and forwarded the report to counsel when it was received. The decision by the deputy to leave without the witness was his and not directed by the court. Defendant claims the court engaged in ex parte communication with the Carroll County Sheriff regarding defendant's housing, transportation, and safety during jury selection and trial May 13th to 31st, 2024. These communications were administrative in nature and did not address any substantive issues. The communications were directed to where the defendant would be housed during the trial and who would be conducting transportation. The court did notify counsel where defendant would be housed during the trial, as he is still under the safekeeping order, in an email, but did not inform counsel of the communication, as nothing substantively was discussed. The court has set the defendant's motion to vacate safekeeping order for hearing, but was required to cancel the hearing upon the filing of this pending second verified motion to disqualify. Counsel claimed the court invited the state to limit defendant's Sixth Amendment right to present a defense. The court has always required counsel in all criminal cases to follow the law relating to third-party perpetrators. The court reminded counsel of their obligation to follow the law in the court's email of April 28, 2024. Counsel claimed the court has disparaged them and ruled on defense pleadings without hearings. The court's comments about counsel's performance were documented in the court's order of April 30th, 2024, regarding their handling of discovery materials. If pleadings on their face are not supported by the law or admissible evidence, judicial economy, forget it. Judicial economy does not require a hearing. Allegations the court has treated the prosecution more favorably than the defense are unsupported by any admissible evidence provided by the defense at the March 18, 2024 hearing. You know, the one where witnesses lied. The court was notified on May 20th, 2024 of an inquiry by the Indiana State Police to the court reporter via email on May 9, 2024 regarding ex parte communication received by the court from Gary Baudet, which was previously provided to all counsel. It's called inserting yourself in the case, Mr. Baudet. The court is unaware of the extent of any Indiana State Police investigation. Certainly there is one into one Mitchell Westerman and all of the leaks which you were a part of, YouTubers. Defendant blames the court for ex parte pleadings which were inadvertently directed to the prosecutor. The defense staff filed pleadings and marked them as confidential, apparently unaware that the confidential marking makes them available to the state but not the public. Counsel staff contacted this court staff and were advised that the statewide Odyssey case management system, not DocsPop as alleged in the pleading, has a distinct process for filing pleadings ex parte as opposed to confidential. The court did email defense counsel a tutorial paper authored by JTAC explaining the process. Since that communication, defense counsel have had no issues with their staff properly filing ex parte pleadings. Accusations of violating rules on access to court records have been completely explained and dealt with. including by the Indiana Supreme Court in the first writ of mandamus filed by a defendant. Counsel claim their motions are treated differently than those motions filed by the state. The court has set hearings on pending motions, which have now been continued due to the filing of this motion to disqualify. When defendant files pleadings, the state is entitled to file a response. The court follows Trial Rule 6 regarding time and gives the state 20 days to respond. Defendant is also given 20 days to respond to reply to the state's responses. Once the issues are closed, if a hearing is required, one will be set. Defendant asserts that the court ignored his request to set aside 2 weeks for the defense case while refusing to set time limits on the prosecution. On March 6, 2024, defendant filed a motion for speedy trial. The court granted that motion on March 7, 2024, and set the case for speedy trial May 13th through 31st, 2024. On April 30th, 2024, defendant filed a motion for a pretrial hearing, which the court set for hearing on May 7, 2024. At no time prior to the May 7, 2024 hearing did the defendant advise the court that 3 weeks for trial was inadequate. At no time prior to May 7, 2024 did defendant indicate a belief that 3 additional weeks could be added to trial without notice to the court, witnesses, and more importantly, without notice to the potential jurors. While the court agrees a continuance of the trial is harmful to the defendant and the state, it could have been avoided had counsel communicated prior to May 7, 2024. Counsel represent they notified the court on or about October 4, 2023 that they would need 2 weeks to present a defense, but the court has no record of that communication nor recall such communication. Counsel's assertion that between all defense counsel with a combined 70 years of experience, not one time have they been told that a trial would absolutely end on a certain day and not go any longer is irrational and unreasonable. The court is aware its colleagues across the state routinely give trial dates that begin on a set date and end on a set date. The court is not required to guarantee equal time for both the defendant and the state. The court is required to guarantee sufficient time on the calendar and sufficient notice to jurors and the parties to present their case, however long it takes. Had counsel notified the court within days of receiving the March 7, 2024 court orders setting this case for speeding trial May 13th through 31st, 2024, that the time allotted on the calendar was insufficient, the court would have immediately rectified the situation and extended the trial to May 13th through June 14th, 2024. The trial is now set for October 14th through November 15th, 2024, as requested by the defendant. I bet you it won't happen, though. Counsel accused the court of engaging in extrajudicial activity. Counsel is correct that on July 9th, 2023, the court commented on a Facebook post about a softball tournament her granddaughter participated in DephI. The court did not attend the tournament, but did say congratulations to her former daughter-in-law's post about their team winning the tournament. If counsel's allegations on this part of their motion are well-founded regarding a potential witness's alleged social media activities and are presented to the court for ruling, the court will rule accordingly. Concerns about anticipatory rulings are not reasonable. Defendant asserts the court has denied reasonable requests for funding. This is incorrect. Counsel is well aware of the amount of funds the court has authorized for the defendant. The court has requested the defendant to submit proper invoices and bills for Carroll County taxpayer funding. Invoices which have been submitted without appropriate documentation have been returned. The bill counsel refers to for $26,000 for investigative services from June 4, 2023 through October 16, 2023 was in fact returned to counsel as no documentation was provided for services. No documentation was submitted until quite recently. With that proper support and documentation, the court authorized an invoice for payment on May 17, 2024. Defendant complains that public confidence in this case has eroded. Pause. Well, of course it has. Of course it has. Public confidence for the Karen Reed trial has also eroded because it's clear what's happening there and that it's a similar conspiracy. But as counsel should know, criminal cases are tried in a court of law, not in a court of public opinion. An independent judiciary requires that judges decide cases according to the law and facts without regard to public clamor or fear of criticism. The court continues to receive ex parte communications from the public criticizing the court both personally and professionally. Who gives a fuck? And threatening the court with bodily harm and injury. I haven't seen that. Has anyone in the chat seen the threaten of bodily harm and injury? Because I don't know about that one. I haven't seen it. The court continues to provide these communications to the parties. The court is not interested in memes and other social media content that can be easily located on the internet. The court cannot be swayed by inappropriate and ridiculous outside influences. You hear that, people writing the judge? Do you hear that, YouTubers writing the judge in order to post your letters on your YouTube channels so that you get more views and clicks? Defendant further claims the court has refused to order the state to comply with discovery rules. The court has set defendant's motion to compel and motion for sanctions for hearing, which has been continued due to the filing of this motion to disqualify. Previous motion, or defense motion to compel, was denied without hearing as it was unsupported by evidence. Defense counsel alleged bias by the court only allowing cameras in the courtroom on one occasion. Yes, that's because you, Judge Gull, wanted those cameras in the court on that day for a particular reason. The court has not allowed cameras in the Carroll County Circuit Court due to its limited size and layout. Bullshit. It only takes one camera set up. The court did not allow cameras in the Allen Superior Court at the hearing conducted on October 19, 2023. The hearing was not conducted, and the media outlet providing pool coverage did not comply with the court's directives regarding coverage and broadcasting of the proceedings. The court lost confidence in the ability of the media to cover hearings appropriately. That's a bullshit. Okay, listen, that one there, and let me say this. So far, this entire document, it's somewhat reasonable. But that sentence there is completely unreasonable. The court lost confidence in the ability of the media to cover hearings appropriately. Now that I'm calling bullshit on that one, go. What that actually means is you don't want the cameras in there because it's a bad look. So you're blaming the media instead of directing them on how to appropriately provide coverage. The court has issued adverse rulings against the defendant as well as against the state of Indiana. Adverse rulings do not support a reasonable bias for questioning the court's impartiality, nor are they grounds for disqualification. They are just adverse rulings. Defendant's second verified motion to disqualify judge and request for findings of fact and conclusions of law upon denial of this request, if this court denies this request, is denied. Okay, but is it any surprise? That's what I'm getting at. Is it any surprise that she denied? No, it's not any surprise, I don't think, to anyone. However, with that being said, I do think she is biased. Remember that in the expectations is that you not provide the appearance of bias. Let's maybe look that up so that I can properly state it for you. Okay, because this is important. All right. Indiana Code of Judicial Conduct, Rule 2.3, bias, prejudice, and harassment. A judge shall perform the duties of judicial office, including administrative duties, without bias or prejudice. A judge shall not, in the performance of judicial duties, by words or conduct, manifest bias or prejudice, or engage in harassment, including but not limited to bias, prejudice, or harassment based upon race, sex, gender, religion, national origin, ethnicity, disability, age, sexual orientation, marital status, socioeconomic status, or political affiliation, and should not permit court staff, court officials, or others to subject the judge's direction and control, or others subject to the judge's direction and control to do so. A judge shall require lawyers in proceedings before the court to refrain from manifesting bias or prejudice, or engaging in harassment based upon attributes including but not limited to race, sex, gender, religion, national origin, ethnicity, disability, age, sexual orientation, marital status, socioeconomic status, or political affiliation against parties, witnesses, lawyers, or others. The restrictions of paragraphs B and C do not preclude judges or lawyers from making legitimate reference to the listed factors or similar factors when they are relevant to an issue in a proceeding. A judge who manifests bias or prejudice in a proceeding impairs the fairness of the proceeding and brings the judiciary into disrepute. Now, here's where it gets important. Listen up here. Examples of manifestations of bias or prejudice include, but are not limited to, epithets, slurs, demeaning nicknames, negative stereotyping, attempted humor based upon stereotypes, threatening, intimidating, or hostile acts, suggestions of connections between race, ethnicity, or nationality and crime, and irrelevant references to personal characteristics. This one. Even facial expressions and body language can convey to parties and lawyers in the proceeding, jurors, the media, and others an appearance of prejudice or bias. A judge must avoid conduct that may reasonably be perceived as prejudiced or biased. Has this judge provided facial expressions, body language in the proceedings that jurors, parties, lawyers, media, and or others might interpret as having the appearance of bias or prejudice? Has this judge avoided conduct that may reasonably be perceived as prejudiced or biased? That's where I differ with this lady. I believe she expresses bias and prejudice with not only her body language, but her attitude, her words, and some of her judicial actions. It's my opinion. She's, of course, denying it, but that's where we are. Now, I mentioned Karen Reed. Karen Reed is a case where I feel you're looking at someone who is actually innocent. Okay. Look at the monstrosity that's happening in the Karen Reed case. You have an entire police department, ATF agent, lawyers, judge, the state, all together, all colluding to convict a woman of murder when it is clear that the murder likely occurred in the home Mr. O'Keefe was visiting He was attacked by a dog as part of being beat up. Remember, his eyes, he had 2 black eyes, facial cuts, skull split open, or whatever, scalp, dog bites. Looked like his ass was kicked in that house and the dog attacked. With all of that, they're still pursuing a prosecution against Karen Reed with planted evidence. So, I know there are many in the viewing audience who will say, it never happens, Prof. Police never conspire to frame an innocent person. Police never conspire to cover up murders and such and such. Well, if a completely innocent woman, Karen Reed, is being targeted in this way, what makes you think that Richard Allen is not suffering somewhat of a similar fate? Although, as you may well be well aware of, I believe he is involved. Okay? So my question to Richard Allen is, what the fuck happened? What happened out there? What happened? You were out there. You were probably involved. Well, who were you with? Who were you working with? Okay. She's displayed all of that and then some. Yes, she has. She lied 2 or 3 times in her hearing to recuse herself. That's why she don't want cameras. I saw legit that lady make all sorts of faces. Bingo on the look and sound of bias because she denies motions, hides everything. Yeah, she gives the appearance of bias. She's pissed because she had a pre-written ruling that debunked her claim that the events were unforeseen and it was caught on video. Bodily harm must have been in email or phone calls at home, otherwise she would want everyone to know. I don't know. I haven't seen the receipts. Okay. Yeah, you know what's funny? Good point there. How long did O.J. Simpson? And why aren't we hearing? Why don't we have Cheyenne and Shelby and what's his name? Daniel Pearson. I don't know. Maybe we should have Michaela Babcock, Kelsey on the stand. Can we get Kelsey, Becky, Michaela, Cheyenne, Shelby, Daniel Pearson, Bree, Betsy Blair? Can we get Josh Lank? Can we get I think we probably have about 50 witnesses on the stand, right? Can we get all of them on the stand in this fucking court case? I mean, who are we kidding here? I think Gull is afraid to read Frank's documents or hold hearing because she's expected to play a role to produce a certain outcome. She's afraid of the evidence in those pages. Well, here's the thing, though. I'm afraid of the evidence that's not in those pages. And I think if Baldwin and Rozzi are going to do Abby and Libby any fucking justice, they need to get their asses moving and go look at Gabe Ellis, Tina Rodell, Megan Allen, Garrett Kurtz, and the whole fucking crew that we know were there. I remember when announced to the courtroom that Rozzi and Baldwin resigned. She had her hands up near her mouth. I could swear she was holding back laughter. Yeah, I think so too. What you got to ask is why Prof would be targeted. Like, that would be weird, right? What's the motive? Good point, Fiend. Yeah, because the motive is not Richard Allen innocent or guilty. That's not the motive. The motive is who the fuck is telling the truth about what they've uncovered about these murders. That's who we target. Prof, Little Joe, Mike Phillips, Raffy, Noe. Why is Noe targeted? Well, because he snitched on Keegan Kline. And they call him a snitch. Like, they try to rub it in. Like, someone's going to hurt him because of that. No one's going to hurt Noe because of that. People are going to give Noe a pat on the back for snitching on a fucking creep that was involved in the murders of Abby and Libby. Karen Reed standing alone. Things don't add up in that case either. Police and Brotherhood are covering up. Yeah, because they had a couple cops kill another cop, and since he's already gone, they don't give a fuck about him. They care about the ones who are still here. They don't want to go to prison. They don't want them in the big house, so they're gonna put this innocent woman in the big house to preserve the lives of all of those cops who killed that guy. Think about the last time Go got laid was. Stop it. Okay. Judge Bias doesn't read any defense motions. All those people ain't got to be witnesses, and there's not applicable gag order on the general public. People need to come out and say what they know. Yeah, I mean, if anyone gives a fuck about the murders of Abby and Libby, which clearly not many people do, because if the people of Delphi gave a fuck about Abby and Libby, they would be on everyone's nuts who Tina Rodell mentioned. I mean, come on, who are we fucking kidding? They would also be on the nuts of the family to stop their bullshit and tell the truth. All of Delphi need to be questioned to get this shit solved. Yeah, because no one in Delphi gives a fuck about Abby and Libby. I hope Baldwin and Rozzi call all of them. There will be more lawyers for witnesses and pleas of the fifth than we've ever seen. Their motive is to shut up the people who question. Well, the thing is, though, there's only a couple of us who question. So let's be clear, Preckerson. Everybody ain't a fucking victim here. New video up before the full 30 cases breakdown. This was sending a warning shot. If anybody has a problem with me snitching on a pedophile, they need to take a good look in the mirror. Yeah, because Keegan didn't Keegan say all I did was help move the bodies, Noe, of Abby and Libby? And you're supposed to be the villain? 6 witnesses. What's up, Kevin? 6 witnesses saw reddish brown curly hair on a suspect. Bridge guy is wearing 2 head coverings. Can't even see his eyes, let alone hair. All right. Well, listen. That's all I got to say. Okay, so it's been a good show. I'm cutting it tonight. I'm tired, and it's been good. Okay, typical for Emergency and LE to be on the same frequency when transmitting the info back and forth. They made it seem like it was so busy with White and Carroll County talking over each other. Unlike the Delphi people in Canton are taking a stand. That's right. The people are taking the side of Karen Reed because it's so obvious what's going on. But why are the people in Delphi covering up for the killers of Abby and Libby? What's up, True Crime Skeptic? Thank you so much for coming in. It's what they used to start their new enemies and family to their gods would mean good sacrifices, prepping each other for war, and then after the anniversary dates, he shared lights out. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Fiend. People need to say what they know. Delphi, you're a disappointment. But that leads me to my closing, which was I named the show Hell to Pay. And there will be hell to pay for both the killers and those participating in the cover-up, the DephI murders. Your time is coming. There will be hell to pay. So you guys have a good night, okay?
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light, and the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he'd finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.